Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's October 11th, 2022. I'm out here in the Eastern Garden plot, and today what I'm going to try and do is harvest some of the sweet potatoes. Sweet potato vines have been growing pretty darn well this season. We've had 3 or 4 very light frosts, so it really hasn't done any damage to the sweet potatoes. In this new garden area, with the kennel panels over there, we haven't had any deer jump the fencing this year, so that's worked out pretty well. This garden bed here is the first time I've used this for growing any potatoes over here, sweet potatoes or Irish type potatoes. This is where the hoop tunnel was, and it lay dormant for a couple of years. So there were no cover crop, nothing really done to enhance the microbial communities in the soil. I did have some older material that was used from beds over in a different part of the Eastern garden plot that I put on top of here. So we'll see. And it did have a lot of weeds in it initially, and we ended up after planting the sweet potato slip, the rooted sweet potato slips, we ended up using some mulch, some hardwood, double ground hardwood mulch to cover up the area. I will say this, that we do have a whole playlist on what we've done with our sweet potatoes. I probably got a few hundred views of our new way of growing sweet potato slips in perlite. And that was basically to try and reduce the amount of water and spoilage that we would get, and having to change the water in quart jars time after time. And since then I've really modified things, so there is a whole playlist. You can see this bed here, whatever we get out of it either came out of 1 or 2 sweet potatoes this season, and there is a whole playlist for this season as well. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start removing some of the vines so that I can dig out and hopefully harvest some sweet potatoes. We'll see how this goes. Here we go. Well, it appears that it's quitting time for me. I'm pretty sore. I've gotten about half of the beds done, the bed done so far. So I'll show you what I've got. So here's one bin of the sweet potatoes. Some really good sized ones, some small ones and all. You know, some of the real big ones are a bit of a pain to deal with. I actually like these ones here air fried, really delicious, but there's quite a few. So 2 bins. This is about as much as I wanna get in a bin. I want some air circulation. A lot of times I'll just gently rub them off some. I don't know that I will today. I'm pretty much pooped out. But these will go into our bathtub in the downstairs, and there we'll maintain a nice high temperature and humidity. So high humidity, I don't know, it'd be great if you had 90% humidity. We won't have that much, or 70 to 90%, 90 degrees Fahrenheit temperature for at least 2 weeks. That's when they'll start getting sweet and all, these sweet potatoes. So that's the curing phase. Then they'll go down in the root cellar after that. So here we are. So I got 1 full row and then a little bit more than half of the other row. So I'm sure there's still a fair number still in there. Maybe another 1.5 to 2 bins. We'll have to see tomorrow. So pretty happy with what I got out of it. Got quite a few stones I threw on the concrete over here. It'll be easier to pick up later. Got the sweet potato vines and some of the root material. The real small root material, they get broken down beautifully by the microorganisms and the earthworms and all. But I put those out in the compost pile for now. A lot of the small chunks I'll leave right in the soil down here when I turn this back, cover it back up. So basically that's it for today's video, folks. I'll post this, and then maybe I'll post one tomorrow if I come back here before we start getting the big rains tomorrow night, it sounds like. So hopefully we're going to get some really good rains. So that's it for today's video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and have a great day and take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye now.